Today, our champion, Tom Olszta of Sturbridge, Massachusetts, faces the challenge of Richard Bourassa of Pepperell, Massachusetts, on Candlepin bowling. Hi, everybody. Welcome once again to Candlepin Bowling. I'm Don Gillis, but I'm always speaking for the whole crew when I say that we are sure glad you could join us here at the Fairway in Natick, Massachusetts, for 3 strings of Candlepin bowling. As you know, it's total pinfall that determines our winner. Now, each of our bowlers takes home a permanent souvenir. These are provided by Din Brothers of Boston, Holyoke, be properly inscribed with the date, their name, and so forth. And we have guaranteed prize money. We have $1,200, $700 of which goes to the winner, half of that, $350 to the runner-up, $50 available to the winner of each string, and obviously there are many other opportunities for them to pick up bonus money. Richard, of course, hasn't had a chance to get any because this is his first time on, but Tom, yeah, plenty. Okay, let's talk to today's bowler, shall we? Okay, Richard, I've already told everybody that this is your first time, so I guess you watched the program once or twice, huh?
Just a few times.
Yeah. And also, you've been on the Pro Tour. You were on for a while, you told me, then off for a while, now back on again.
Back on this year.
Okay, and Tom, when I mentioned, you know, and some of the other people about you coming on here, I was told that they couldn't quite understand why you hadn't come on here before, because you...
Yeah, neither have I. You just got to get lucky that one day, and it finally came. Persistence.
Okay, he's been lucky now for about, let's see, 17 consecutive weeks, huh?
No time to be lucky.
I know it's, you know, I'm sure that even you, who have been in so much competition and so forth, and I don't want to belabor the point, but as anything gets closer and closer in a streak, it begins to get a little bit tighter, doesn't it?
It gets tougher and tougher. The bowlers are all good bowlers. To get on the show, you have to bowl real well to get on the show. And he's here, so I know how well he can bowl.
Well, I'm looking forward to good bowling from both of you, and all those folks are out there, too, so let's get underway right after this. Making his first appearance, Richard Bourassa of Pepperell. High single 198, high triple 439, league average 127. The 2, 4, and the 6, that's what he's left. Piece of wood just to the right of the 2. Little too full on that. 4 and 6 still there. So he begins with a 9. Richard is married, father of 3, and is a meter reader for the Littleton Light Company. Everything down except the 10-pin. Richard representing the Acton Bowlodrome and the Circle Bowl in Lynnfield, Massachusetts. His roll-off score was a 681. For a spare, oh, so close. Just missed it. I mean, just missed it. That one went in the gutter, so it's a 9. Now, Tom Olszta. High single 209, high triple 504, and league average 136. And so close to a strike. Just the 8-pin with a piece of wood. Actually, there are 2 now. For a moment, they were forming a V. Now, moving off to the right is the pin on the right. Slightly. It's still sort of V-shaped. And Tommy does not miss it. Now lane 3 here at the fairway, and it's a thin fill of 6, leaving the 1, 3, and then the corners full with the 7 and 10. Good crowd here today, and a spectacular looking, as you can see, the way he picked up the 2 corners after getting the 1 and 3. A pretty spare. Now our challenger, Richard Bourassa. He's got the 7 alone, and over on the right, the 6 and 10 with 2 pieces of wood. Nice. He didn't get the 7, but he did a nice job on the 6 and 10 and fired a piece of wood over. Now he's picked off the 7 for a 10 box. Right now, we had a question about, that's a side saddle triangle that you see right there. The 3, the 5, and the 9. In other words, instead of having the triangle face you as you would be if you were looking at, say, for example, a 4, 7, and 8, or over on the right a 6, 9, and 10, that's the triangle. Point of the triangle was coming toward you. The point now is going sideways. He did not get the 3. So that is a side saddle triangle, one where it's basically the apex is facing to the left or to the right rather than toward the bowler. Now Tom Olszta has begun with a pair of spares, so he has an opportunity to pick up bonus money right now. And there is a regular triangle. How about that? I couldn't have that better, trying to tell somebody the difference. And he did not get it, so that cost him at least $50. We've often mentioned how tricky those triangles are, where it looks as if you're going to just fire to either one side or the other of the object pin, and they're all going to go. Doesn't happen. Spread eagle and 1. Actually, one more pin standing. It is the 8 pin in back. Took out the right side plus the 8 pin. 2, 4, and 7 still there. And a 10. After 4 boxes of the first string and the second, we always take a check on the scoreboard. So right now, we do that with Tom Olszta leading at the moment, 53-37. Our challenger, Richard Bourassa, on lane 2, 5th box, first string. Now he has the 5 and the 8 with wood across to convert for his first mark. He's got it. Here's the bonus ball. Good, Phil. He got 8.
Come up from the alley.
And leaving right now the 4 and the 8. Waiting for some wood to settle down. Wood right across it. This should go. Oh! Too bad. It's for a 10. All right, Tom Olszta has begun with a pair of spares and followed it with a pair of 10s. All right, he's got a diamond on the right side, and over on the left he has the 7 pin, but he's also got wood to the left side of the 5 pin. This could look very pretty if it goes. It did. Got that one piece of wood to go over and get the 7, and finally the 6 pin goes down. Six is the fill, and the object pin is the 5, and across the back he has part of the picket fence. He has the 8 and the 9 and the 10. Everything except the 10. All right, challenger Richard Bourassa of Pepperell. Right. First ball nets him 8 and leaves the 2 and 4. He's got it. 2 in a row. Everything down for Tom Olszta except the kingpin, the 5. Some of the gallery here afraid that that's what they were afraid of, that a piece of wood that was rolling across would turn out to be a roadblock, and it actually did. Now Tom picks it up for a 10 instead of the spare. Lead from 16 down to 4. 2 full on the head pin. He's got 6 pins, 3, 6, 10 on the right. He took care of that, and over on the left, the 4, 7, and 8 with wood across in front of the 4. He got it for a 10, but remember now, he's opposite a spare, so Richard Bourassa with an opportunity now to take over the lead. Here's his fill, and he gets a big one, 8. So he has taken the lead now by 4 pins. And he has over on the right a good spare leave in the 6 and 10 with wood in front of it. And, oh, he missed it completely. Turns out to be a 9. Missing the head pin, getting just 3. So he's looking now at the 4 horsemen left side. Over on the right, he's got the 6 and 10. And in back, 5 and 8. There are still 4 pins standing. $120. Punched out 3 pins and has left spread eagle plus the 8 pin. Almost a super sensational spare. He has left the 7 pin. Ralph Stewart, our lob line judge and referee, goes down and takes a piece of wood out of the way. All right, it's a 10. Obviously, to win this string and the $50 that goes with it, he needs to mark. It's going to be tough. Got just 2. Half Worcester, right side. And now, a couple of more. He still has 6 pins standing. So the first bonus money is going to go to our challenger. It's a 6 box. 115. So $50 in bonus money will go to our challenger today, Richard Bourassa of Pepperell, as he has won the first string, 120 to 115. Tom Olszta, defending champion, leading off as the defending champion always does in the middle string. He has a diamond on the right side, an unusual situation where he started off in the first string. Yes, he made the diamond with 2 consecutive marks. As you know, at the beginning of the program, I guess most of you are aware of what I was alluding to when I was talking about the pressure that he was under today. But I guess I was assuming too much that everybody would know that he has an opportunity today to be tied with Stasia Czernicki for the longest term as champion, consecutive. He has 17 consecutive victories. She had 18 consecutive victories. And Stasia's husband Tony is here, and her son John. Obviously, this is a particularly special occasion for them, for the Czernicki family. Richard Bourassa. And he has the 6, 8, and 9. He got the 6 and 9, but the 8 is still there. This is, again, anybody just tuning in, his first appearance, although he has been on the World Candlepin Bowling Congress Pro Tour. And he's got another difficult one here. This is the 5, 9, and 10. He tried to use a piece of wood that was partially in the gutter to the right side, but it didn't work. So it's an 8 box. All right, Tom, now, this is his 82nd appearance. And now he's going to have to reset. We're having a little difficulty with the pin setter. Pin setter has come down now, and missed the big hit. He's left the 10-pin over on the right and has the chopped out the 2. He had 2, 4, 5, and 7, so there are still 4 pins standing. It's a 7. And he comes back with a strike. We're about halfway through, and I'm sure there is enormous pressure on Tom as he goes for an all-time, tying an all-time record. Richard Bourassa almost answered in kind. He has knocked down everything except the 8-pin. Now for a spare, yes. 7 is the fill, and he has 3 pins in a triangle over on the left, the 4, 7, and 8, and he has 2 pieces of wood in front. He left the 7 pin. It's still there. After 4 boxes of the middle string right now, with 2 bonus balls to be thrown by Tom Olszta, they are tied at 44. Tom Olszta. And again, 2 full on the head pin. 1 more pin, then a spread eagle. This time he has left the 9 pin. Took out another single. It's an 8.
Right back here, Tommy, right back here. Right back on it now.
Got a tough split. Got the 4 and the 10. Got 1. A 10.
That's all right. Hold on. We'll pick it up the next one.
Our challenger, Richard Bourassa of Pepperell, Massachusetts, fires, and he has a spare leave over on the right, the 3, 6, and 10. Did not make the spare, however, he got 9. And let's see what it'll be after he fires at that 10 pin. He got it. Now he leads, that is our challenger, by 3 in the match. He has a spread eagle +1. The 8 pin there, in addition to the 3, 6, 10 and the 2, 4, 7. And he has left the left side. The 4 pins on the left. It's an 8. Now Tom Olszta comes back up again, and he trails by 1. Almost a strike, everything down except the 9 pin. He has a spare. Al Giglio, as usual, keeping score on the electronic scoreboard. Keith Williams keeping score on the big board. Don Riley, our statistician and coordinator. 7 is the... Oh, make it 9. 2 more just tumbled. That leaves just the 10 pin. He's got it. 2 marks in a row. Our Ralph Stewart, our lob line judge and referee, right on the lob line. And I had a question about what is the lob line. Well, just in front of the foot foul line where the bowler must stop, 10 feet out. Exactly 10 feet out is the lob line. Spare made by Richard Bourassa. And the ball must be delivered between the foot foul line and the lob line. If it goes beyond the lob line, then it is illegal and it is called. And any pins that are knocked down at that time will not count. Okay, Richard Bourassa right now looking at 3 over on the right, and he's got it. So this remains tight. Now Tom with a fill on a spare. He gets 5, leaving the 4 horsemen on the right side plus the 8-pin. And nope, we didn't get it. For a 10, nope, it's going to be a 9. Phil Rubin, of course, is our producer and director. Our crew today: Skip Peabody, Ken Sullivan, Sherry Amara, Ron Schindler. And in post-production videotape, George Ellard. 1, 2, 7, and 10. Still has a pin, the 2. $119. 115 opening string and a 119. Now Richard Bourassa. Richard gets 6 as a fill on his spare and leaves over on the right the 3, 6, 10, and over on the left-hand corner the 7. He has left the corners full. A 9. Tied. One, 2, and 10. He got just the 1. It's a 10 box. So they are even, Steven, as they say, at the end right now. Tom picks up $50 in bonus money for winning the middle string by a score of 119 to 114. And after 2, they are tied at 234. Our challenger, Richard Bourassa of Pepperell, Massachusetts, leading off as they are tied going into the 3rd string. He's got wood in very favorable position for the 2 pins that are standing, which are the 9 and 10. 2 pieces of wood right across. He's got it. A spare to begin. Now the bonus. He got 8, and he has good wood. 2 and 7, the 4 down, and there's wood in between the 2 and the 7, and yes! He has 2 in a row. Talk about pressure on Tom Olszta, who is, as we mentioned earlier, trying to tie the all-time longest tournament champion, which is held by Stasia Czernicki. He needs to win today in order to do that. He's getting splits. 4 and 7, and over on the right, the 10. Oh, great try. It's a 10. Now down by 8. Usually, when he's really on, those are strikes, but he has left the 8 pin. He's got it for a spare. I'll tell you one thing about Tommy today. He has given Lucas Donahue his biggest thrill. Lucas is 4 years old. He's a Candlepin bowling fanatic. When he was 2, he got his first set of plastic pins, and that's how it all started. His biggest hero is Tommy. Right now, 4 is the fill for Richard Donahue on his spare, and he's left the spread eagle. Rich Bourassa, excuse me. And he picked up one more. Still has 5 pins standing. It's a 7 box. Every Saturday morning, little Lucas Donahue watches Candlepin bowling, and his idol is Tom Olszta, and today before the show, he had an opportunity to meet him. You talk about somebody who was starry-eyed. Wow. Three pins to pick up, the 2, 4, and... No, 1, 2, and 4, and he got just 2 of them. A 10.
Hammer time! Come on, hammer time now. 9 to 10 here.
This is a fill on a spare. Ball drifted off to the right. Just 3. He still has the 5 and the 10 standing. Nine. So he picked up just 2.
Get it out there, Tom.
Down by 7. All right, everything down except the 10 pin. And now let's see, he's got some wood, and we don't... The wood is not favorable at the moment. It looks as if it will divert the ball, and not unless he can get at the far end. Yes, he did. There was enough room for for him to hit the left end of that piece of wood and have it swing around and pick up the 10. Otherwise, if he had hit anywhere to the right of that, it would have gone in the gutter and missed it. Rich Bourassa, today's challenger. 4 horsemen right side plus the 8 pin. He still has left the 8 pin plus the 6 and 10. It's a 10.
All of them down.
He has left 2. They are the 4 and the 5. He has 2 pieces of wood to the right, but they're almost perpendicular to the pit, and they are side by side. Can he brush against them and move both of these? Yes! All right, Tom Olszta, trailing by 7. And whatever he gets on this first ball now will determine how much of that 7-pin deficit he can erase. He erased it all, and he's in the lead by 1. 2 pins to pick up. 3 and 6, no wood to help, and yes! He's opposite right now. His spare is opposite a 10. In this box, he will be opposite a spare. Wants a big fill. 7 is the fill, and he has left the head pin plus the 9 and the 10. There's a piece of wood not quite between the 9 and 10. Didn't get the head pin. So it's a 10, and that 10 is opposite Rich Bourassa's spare. All right, let's see now what Rich does for a fill. He got a thin hit. Just 4, leaving the 4 horsemen plus the 9 and 10. 4 horsemen left side. Picked up 1 more. He still now has 4 horsemen left side plus the 10 pin in the opposite corner. He got 9. Oh boy, I'll tell you, what pressure. Whew. Nine pin drop for Rich Bourassa. The 7 pin to pick up. Phil's giving you a good shot of it. That's the 7 pin, and he's got it for a spare. All right. 2 boxes left for Rich Bourassa. 4 boxes for Tom. Tom opposite a 9 box here and leading by 4. All right, it's a 7 pin drop, but he's got a tricky triangle to pick up of the 2, 4, and 5, and he got it. Big spare opposite a 9. Now he is opposite a spare. All right, 6. He didn't like that. Put a lot of body English on it. Okay, 2, 4, 6, and 10. Now let's see what he does with that. He got the left side. Now the right side for a 10. All right, he's opposite a spare. So let's see now what Rich Bourassa does. Today's challenger. He fires, and he got 7. Because he has a spare leave over on the right of the 3, the 6, and the 10. Yes, he has it, a spare. Tom's lead only 4. Now let's see what Rich Bourassa does. Not a very big hit. He got just 5, and he has left the 7 pin alone. However, there's a piece of wood right in front of it, and over on the right he has the 3, 6, 9, and 10. Did not get the 7. Did not get a spare in the 10th box. Okay, this is it. Tom Olszta trying to tie the all-time record set by Stasia Czernicki for 18 victories in a row. And 2 boxes to go. He needs a mark, and he has a chance here. Not easy. 1 and 3 and 6. And let's see whether he can get it. Ooh, he missed the head pin. That brings it down to the final box. Nine. He's down by 2 going into the final box, and obviously never has, I doubt the pressure has ever been heavier. Right now. Must mark. Must mark. So close to a strike. A single pin to pick up the 5, and he has wood in front of it. He got it. He got it. He got a spare when he had to. It's not over yet. If he throws a half Worcester, he would tie. If he chips out 1, he will lose. And he did it! He did it with a 6 in the final box. He has tied the all-time record with 18 victories in a row. And as I told you, Stasia Czernicki, who held that record and who died a year ago, has both her husband and her son here watching today. Finally, in the very last box, Tom Olszta does do it and has tied the all-time record of 18 consecutive victories, winning by just 4 pins, 362 to 358. All right, we have $600 to give away on our home viewer jackpot, and the total pinfall today is 720. We give 10, as you know, either side. And if I draw a card that's within 10 either side of 720, that person will receive the $600. But just for having the card chosen, he or she will also receive a handsome gift from the Parker Pen Company. All right, let's see if we can have a winner today. 720, that's what we're looking for. They're sticking together. There are 2 of them there, stuck together. Okay, this one comes from Plasto, New Hampshire. It's Dorothy Simmons, and her guess is 654. So, all right, we add another 50. Now our high-low jackpot, what's that up to? $500. And Tom, once again, you get first try at it. Okay, Rich. Okay, if you want to stay here, Rich. Let's see what we have for you. $350, as you well know that. $50 in bonus money. And this will be properly inscribed. I'm going to take it back from you, but I want you to see it. And it'll tell the date and so forth. Rather historic date for your first appearance, right?
Yeah.
How about that?
I'll remember it.
You think he won't? Are you kidding? Talk about pressure. Boy, you really put it on him, I'll tell you. You're going to come back again soon. I'm going to look forward to seeing you every year, all right?
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Big T. First of all, we'll put this down because I know, we're going to ship it back to you. This is the $50 gift certificate from Rotman's Furniture. I'm not going to say anything about, no pressure and all that kind of stuff. We know there was tremendous pressure on you today, right?
Well, I was just glad in that last ball to see the 9-drop with a wood in front of it. That made it a lot easier. Makes it a lot easier.
Oh, I know. When I saw that single pin with a wood right across it, I said to myself, his prayers have been answered, right?
Yeah. Okay, can I just say, I want to
yes,
say
you can
hi.
say anything you want.
I want to say hi to Rose in Stafford Springs. The lady sent me a Christmas card, writes to me every week, just about. I want to say hi to her, and I'll be down to the car races this summer, and I'll park in your driveway. Hi, Rose.
You also had, you met a little 4-year-old Lucas Donahue today, who thinks that you are the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Oh, Lucas, great kid. He come over and was talking to me, told me he thought I was great and all. And he says, "Can I hug you?" I said, "Sure." So it was nice. It was nice. it feels good.
I know. His mother, Karen, had written to us and wanted to bring him down so that she could meet you and so Lucas could meet you. And he just wants someday to be another Tom Olszta. That's all. And I'll tell you, you have tied, of course, the record of 18 victories in a row that was set by Stasia Czernicki, one of the all-time greatest persons in addition to Candlepin bowler. And I have said this before, and I mean it sincerely, and you are definitely in her class, okay?
It's nice to be put in the class with Stasia. She was the greatest.
All right.
Thank you.
Next week, a guy you know very well, and you're probably glad you didn't have to meet him today. Jeff Atkins will be your challenger next week.
It's going to be a tough one.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.